Have you ever wondered how the Promised Land, once a unified kingdom under King Solomon, ended up divided into Israel and Judah? Picture this. King Solomon, famed for his wisdom and wealth, ruling over a unified kingdom of Israel, his reign marked by grand building projects, the most notable being the first temple in Jerusalem. But these ambitions came at a cost. To finance these architectural marvels, Solomon imposed a heavy tax burden and forced labor on his people. It's not hard to imagine the dissatisfaction that brewed among the populace, their backs bent beneath the weight of Solomon's dreams. A king's grandeur, it seemed, was built on the sweat and toil of his subjects. The people's resentment grew as steadily as the stone walls of the temple, their discontent so deep within the fertile ground of oppression. So, as the grandeur of Solomon's kingdom grew, so did the seeds of discontent among his subjects. Now imagine a kingdom where tribal identities begin to overshadow national unity. What could possibly go wrong? This is precisely what unfolded during King Solomon's reign. The tribes of Israel, once united under the banners of Saul and David, began to reassert their tribal identities and interests. The northern tribes, in particular, felt severely marginalized. With Solomon's administration centered in Jerusalem, situated in the territory of the tribe of Judah, it seemed as if the concerns and interests of the northern tribes were being overlooked. This feeling of neglect was not just a whisper in the wind, but a growing roar. It was a clear indication that the unity, once enjoyed by the kingdom, was starting to dissolve. The centralized administration in Jerusalem, although efficient, was creating a divide, a gap that was growing wider and wider. As tribes felt more marginalized, the unity of the kingdom began to crumble. Could religious differences and regional disparities be enough to break up a kingdom? Let's delve into that. Solomon's marriages to foreign princesses introduced idolatrous practices and foreign gods into the kingdom. A stark departure from the worship of Yahweh, the God of Israel. This didn't sit well with traditionalists and religious leaders, creating a rift among the people. Now let's look at the land. The kingdom was geographically divided into the fertile northern regions of Galilee and Samaria, and the southern regions centered around Jerusalem and Judah. Economically, the imbalance was apparent. The northern tribes, despite their fertile lands, felt the pinch as control of resources and power was centralized in Jerusalem. Conversely, the southern tribes, particularly Judah, reaped the benefits of Solomon's policies, further straining relations. As religious tensions and regional disparities grew, so did the divisions within the kingdom. Every story has its heroes and villains. In this tale, a new figure emerges, stoking the flames of discontent. Enter Jeroboam, an Ephraimite leader, a skilled administrator and a man with a vision. He saw the growing discontent among the northern tribes, heard their grievances against Solomon's heavy-handed rule, and resolved to make a change. Jeroboam, with his leadership ambitions, sought to position himself as a beacon of hope for the disgruntled tribes. Solomon, sensing the threat to his authority, tried to suppress the dissent, to quell the rising tide of rebellion. But the winds of change were too strong, and his efforts were in vain. With Solomon's death, the unified kingdom could hold no longer. The northern tribes rallied under Jeroboam, creating the Kingdom of Israel, while the southern tribes remained loyal to Solomon's lineage, forming the Kingdom of Judah. And thus the Promised Land, once a united kingdom, was divided, marking a significant shift in the political and religious landscape of ancient Israel.